So here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of the Nike Union LA Dunks in the Argon colorway. Can you tell any differences between these two? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another comparison video for you. It's between two pairs of the Union LA Dunks in the Argon colorway. But before we get into the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to today's sponsor. So Legitmark is the standard for sneaker authentication and is the safest and most reliable place to get your sneakers authenticated. And they have this pair on the platform, so if you need to get your pair authenticated, there's a link in the description for you to check them out. So now we'll just get straight into the comparison. The retail pair is on my right and was purchased directly from Sneakers. Got pretty lucky with that. And the fake one here is on my left. And I should be doing a comparison for you on what to look for if you are trying to purchase the retail pair. So we'll start with the boxes. Firstly, these are both a UK 9, and the first thing to take note of, the retail box is much bigger than the fake box and a completely different color. So I'll show you the close up here, and as you can see, it's very much a different green from retail to fake. On the fake one, you can see it just isn't the exact same color. Spinning the shoe around to the side and taking a look at the labels, and I'll give you a close up of this, you can see differences in the labels here. So the retail one obviously was purchased in the UK, so it does not come with the US price tag on the side. But if you take a look at the other text, you can see that on the retail one, it's much more spaced out, whereas on the fake one, the text is much bolder and more tightly packed together. But like I say with pretty much every video, nobody really wants me to talk about the boxes for the entire video, so we'll open them up, take a closer look at the shoes. So we'll open up the retail one, and then open up the fake one. So I'll give you a close up of the paper here because they are very different. So on the retail one, you can see it's pretty much a white based paper with all the stamps on top, pretty much like a passport if you go traveling a lot. Whereas if you look at the fake one, you can see the paper is very much blue. It does have the passport markings over the top, but there's a lot more of them, and the color of the paper is just different from retail to fake. It must also be noted that the retail one comes double papered with a plain paper underneath, whereas the fake one just came with that one line of paper. So here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of the Nike Union LA Dunks in the Argon colorway. Can you tell any differences between these two? So here are the two pairs, and the first thing we're going to take a note of is this large hang tag that comes with both pairs. But if I give you a close-up of this, you can see differences. So from the close-up, you can see that the overall tag is a different color from retail to fake. And you can see that overall Nike logo on the top is much more clear to see on the retail one compared to the fake one. However, the details look quite similar. The text and font size, however, is very different from retail to fake. Spinning this label upside down, and these same differences occur on both sides. So do take a close look at the labels if you are trying to authenticate. The next difference I'm going to point out occurs on the toe box. So if I give you a close up of this, you can see differences here. So from the close up, you can see there is actually a color difference just because this overlying mesh-like material is different thicknesses from retail to fake. So on the fake one, you can see the perspiration holes on the toe box are much wider and more inconsistent compared to the retail ones, where they're pretty much exactly the same size. So this is quite an easy telltale sign if you're looking closely and have two pairs side by side. The next difference I'm going to point out is actually the Union LA tag on the side of the shoe. This used to be a key difference between all Union LA collabs, and this hasn't changed on this pair. So if I give you a close-up of this, you can see that the Union LA tag on the retail one is much smaller compared to the fake one, where it's much larger, and there's gaps on either side of the Union LA text, which are much larger than on the retail pair. As you can see on the retail pair, the text goes right up to the top edge of the material compared to the fake one, where there's a larger gap. Looking at the side heel of the shoe, you can see it has this almost like pin-like stamp on the side. Giving you a close-up of this, you can see there is a difference between the retail and fake. From the side angle, you can see that on the retail one, it's stuck very tightly against the material below, whereas if you look at the fake one, you can see it's practically coming off and it isn't fastened as tightly as it is on the retail pair. So look closely at these small details because that's what it's going to take to authenticate your pair. Spinning the shoe upside down and taking a look at this tread-like material on the bottom, you can see differences here clearly in studio lighting, and I hope it shows up clearly on the camera, but the color difference is very clear to see between the retail and fake. The retail pair is a much lighter aqua blue compared to the fake one, which looks a little bit dusty and dirty, but yeah, I promise you I've never worn these, so there's a clear difference between the color underneath the shoe. If we're looking at the outer swoosh here on the two pairs, what I would say is the gap between the stitching and the outer side of the swoosh is very consistent on the retail pair, and you can see here on the bottom side of the left swoosh, the stitching is very inconsistent on the fake pair compared to the retail one. Spinning the shoes around to the back and taking a look at this material just below the Nike logo on the heel, we can see color differences between the retail and fake. This is because the mesh-like material covering the top is thicker on the retail pair compared to the fake, so the blue is not shining through as much. So you can actually take off this mesh-like material to reveal the colors below, but I'm not really going to do that because I probably will be letting these go or even wearing these. But maybe in a few months when the material is actually worn off, if I've worn them, I'll do a comparison of the colors below, but this is just going to be a comparison of how they appear dead stock. Switching over to the right shoe, and you'll see they do come with a spare set of laces in this kind of royal blue colorway. What I would say is they're very close to colors. However, you can see in studio lighting the fake pair is a slightly darker, more royal blue than the retail pair. However, they are incredibly close. Now we're going to take out the tissue paper from inside and compare this. That's the retail one, this is the fake one, and there's a clear difference between the two. So from the close-up you can see there's a clear colour difference between the two, and also a clear difference in the feel of these papers. The fake one is much stiffer and pretty much just like paper that you would write on, compared to the retail one, which is more of a cushioned paper and has a softer feel to it. Now if I spin the shoes around and show you underneath the tongue where this label appears, you can see differences between the retail and fake. On these labels you can see the text colour is very different from retail to fake, the fake one being much darker than the retail one, and this is a very obvious telltale sign, so I would advise looking at this if you are authenticating your pair. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope this comparison has helped you and has helped you spot differences between the retail and fake. If you have a pair at home and you're still struggling to tell the difference, Legitmark's here to help, so there's a link in the description for you to check them out. But please like and subscribe, it does help the channel grow, helps me do videos just like this, and I hope this is helping you if you are trying to authenticate your pair. Thanks for watching, hope you have a great day.